The Wikileaks saga continues to play out across the globe with uncomfortable revelations on everything from the Afghanistan war to tensions over Iran's nuclear capabilities. In Australia, the leaks are causing problems for the Gillard government, which is accused of having conflicting positions on what support should be extended to Wikileaks chief Julian Assange. Connor Duffy reports.
Each new day brings unwanted headlines for the government as secret and very frank US Embassy cables are revealed in the press. Today's cables show Australia's intelligence leaders feared Iran's nuclear weapons program could lead to nuclear war in the Middle East, and that at least one top spook was concerned about Israel launching a preemptive strike on Tehran.
Well, I think the Australian public should know that the Office of National Assessments has a more cautionary view in regards to Iran's rearmament, nuclear armament. I think it's relevant the Australian public knows about that debate within government.
It's encouraging that our own intelligence agencies are forming their own view. We hear a lot from Israel and the United States that Iran is run by people who are mad, bad and dangerous to know, and they are in fact very cautious in their foreign policy.
Clearly, not everyone agrees. The Wikileaks document dump has been the biggest story in the world and has made its Australian editor-in-chief, Julian Assange, a marked man in the United States.
And I think anything less than execution is too kind a penalty.
The extraordinary, unprecedented revelations have been extra unwanted pressure for Julia Gillard's fragile coalition government, which denounced Mr Assange at the highest levels.
I absolutely condemn the placement of this information on the Wikileaks website. It's a grossly irresponsible thing to do and an illegal thing to do.
He certainly is travelling, as we understand it, on an Australian passport, but there are both issues in respect to serving a notice of cancellation, but there are also issues as to whether it would be constructive or counterproductive to the law enforcement effort.
Well, look, I'd find that especially disturbing. Quite frankly, this person deserves maximum consular support, and quite frankly, I don't see that at this stage that anything has been established against him. I'm not his brother, I'm not his cousin, but quite frankly, I think he does merit the Australian support at this stage.
I am very critical of the line it has taken, and I think it has misjudged the public mood.
The Prime Minister's strident response has been privately criticised by some Labor MPs on the party's left. One of the few willing to go on the record is veteran MP Laurie Ferguson, who says he's been contacted by many Labor Party members and supporters who feel the same way.
They're appalled that the government seems to be so hardline in this matter. They think, like me, that most of what has come out is legitimate public information. They believe that the general public in any nation shouldn't be basically left to try and establish truth, try and establish what a government policy is based on foundations.
After Prime Minister Gillard's comments, we received literally thousands of emails from Australians encouraging Get Up to take a stand, because it seems that our government wasn't willing to stand up for Julian Assange as an Australian citizen.
The online activist group Get Up has also moved to defend Julian Assange with advertisements in newspapers all over the world.
We've had an overwhelming response to this campaign on Wikileaks. It's actually been the fastest growing Get Up campaign ever. Just over the weekend, 85,000 Australians have signed a statement. And not only that, they've chipped in $350,000 to publish it in full-page ads, the New York Times, in Washington and in the Australian here at home.
Its national campaign director believes ministers have adopted different positions on Mr Assange and that they can force a change in the government's position.
The government has been all over the shop in responding to the Wikileaks saga. Kevin Rudd has been quite supportive of the right of Wikileaks to publish information, which is good because they are publishing information in the same way that respected mastheads like the Sydney Morning Herald and the Australian and the Guardian and the New York Times do. But the Attorney General and the Prime Minister have failed to stand up for Mr Assange's rights.
For its part, the opposition is denouncing the Wikileaks founder, but believes he may not be guilty of a crime.
The opposition's view is that his conduct is morally censurable and reprehensible. But I think, having said that, we need to make a clear and sharp distinction in our own minds between that which is morally reprehensible and that which is illegal.
But at least one defence insider has become an unlikely defender, and believes public opinion is moving the same way.
I think there's more good than harm. There's no doubt some adverse consequences of material that's properly classified being released. But what we're seeing from the documents is the extent to which our governments are not straight with us. Very recent examples, ballistic missile systems, what they really think is the outlook for Afghanistan.
With more and more cables set to be released over coming days and weeks, and Julian Assange to appear in court tomorrow, the government's position on Wikileaks is sure to come under more scrutiny.
Connor Duffy reporting.